Good morning, everybody. Morning. I'm John Kroger. I'm the president of Reed College, and it gives me a great amount of pleasure and a deep amount of honor to be able to extend this morning the first official congratulations to the graduating class of 2015. I think for most of us, the term graduation requires no explanation. It's the term we use to denote the moment when someone receives a diploma or degree and finishes an educational program. But like a lot of features of our historical lives, the truth about graduation is much more complex. When the early modern universities began granting bachelor's and master's degrees, they looked for a term to describe the process of receiving an education. And they turned to alchemy to find such a term. The alchemists, you'll recall, believed that you could take base metal like lead and through a careful process of refinement turn it into a metal of value like gold. And the alchemists called that process of refining graduation. It was the process by which you would take something and slowly, carefully melt it, recombine it with other elements, and at the other end of the process, after great struggle and strife, you would produce gold. So when the universities searched for a term to describe the process that you've been through, they looked to the alchemists and they described it as a process of graduation. It was a metaphor, a conceit. The idea is that you arrived lumpish, base, valueless, leaden-minded, and then through the magic of Reed College, the magic which we all provide, you turn out at the other end to possess immense, priceless value. Well, the shame of the conceit, of course, is that alchemy doesn't work. And we can only hope that your process of personal alchemy here has been more successful than the process we borrowed from when we got the term graduation. I guess one way we can display a little bit of the value as a community we hope we have is by showing gratitude for those who helped us along the way to this moment. And so before I introduce our speaker this morning, I want to take a moment for all of us to thank some of the people who helped put us in the position where we all are today. I want to begin with the family members who are here today. For a lot of you, you have family members here. You have parents, grandparents, cousins, uncles, step-parents, people who have no blood relationship to you whatsoever but have become like family. Many of those people helped you apply to college. They helped you get the education that got you into Reed in the first place. They helped pay your tuition bills. So let's take a moment, if you would, for the graduating class to stand, and if you would, face your family members, and let's thank them for all the support they've given you over your Reed education. And parents, I know you're going to miss paying tuition. I did want to offer you another opportunity. You know, your graduates are now eligible to contribute to the Reed Alumni Fund, and the first couple of years they'll probably need some help out with that. So if you're missing your tuition payments, really feel free to give them a hand. I also want to thank the faculty. The faculty of Reed College works immensely hard. they work immensely hard to try to work with you to get the best education possible. They put immense hours of thought and care into their courses and their individual interactions and their thesis supervisions with you. Just for a moment, I'd ask my faculty colleagues to stand so we can all thank you for 4 or 5 years of hard work. We have 4 faculty members who, after very distinguished careers, are retiring this year. And I just want to take a moment to note their retirements. Mary Ellen McClellan, a very distinguished biologist, famed for her analytic rigor. Bob Kaplan, who, in addition to creating our fabulous Reed Science Outreach program, has been the leader of numerous frog research trips to Korea. Professor David Sachs, who is one of the nation's leading historians of early modern Europe. And the truly remarkable polymath and literary scholar Roger Porter. So collectively, these 4 faculty members have 148 years of teaching at Reed College, which is a remarkable figure. Very typically, Mary Ellen McClellan is mountain biking right now in the Grand Canyon. And David Sachs, no surprise, is at Cambridge University doing research. But Bob and Roger are here today, and I'd ask the 2 of them to stand so we can thank you for many great years of service to Reed. Finally, I want to thank our staff at Reed College. Through 4 long years, or perhaps 5 long years, or in some cases 6 long years, those staff members have worked really hard. They've done everything from supervise your library, to fix your computer, to staffing your labs, mowing our lawns. If you live in Cross Canyon dorms, they've tried to remove the mold. I would love for the staff members who are present just to stand up, raise your hands, and let us thank you for all your great work. So every year, the graduating class chooses its own commencement speaker, and the choice says something very powerful and meaningful about the values of the class that is leaving. The choice this year, I think, reflects this class's great idealism, their very deep commitment to equality, their commitment to respect for human dignity, and their belief in social justice. Our graduation speaker today is an iconic figure in Portland and in Oregon. As a recent graduate in the 1970s, armed with her psychology degree from Reed College. Psych majors, you can applaud yourselves. She was very active in creating what was then a very new movement, the movement for gay rights and lesbian rights here in Oregon. She has supervised diversity efforts in both the city of Portland and in the state of Oregon. She's one of the primary drafters of Portland's civil rights laws. She has been a distinguished political actor for decades, helping to fight for equality and to combat discrimination in politics and in law. She is someone who has proved that the life of the mind can not only be a life in the ivory tower, but a life of great civic and social engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me really great pleasure to introduce our graduate speaker today from the class of 1974, Kathleen Sadat.